Most men think attraction is some magic spell, like you need the right words or perfect looks to get a woman interested. Wrong. Attraction isn't about being flawless, it's about being unforgettable. It's about walking into her world like a storm she didn't see coming, shaking her up so much that she can't stop replaying your presence in her mind. The first step is to stop putting women on pedestals. The second you act like she's a goddess and you're her worshipper, you've already lost. Women don't want worshippers, they want challengers. They want a man who treats them like an equal, but still keeps them guessing like, does he even want me, or is he just entertaining himself? That mystery is irresistible. If she isn't interested at first, that doesn't mean it's game over. It means she hasn't seen anything different yet. Most men are copy-paste. Same approach, same compliments, same desperate energy. Be the opposite. Show up with playful confidence, and suddenly her boredom turns into curiosity. Humor is the weapon that melts resistance. Not cringy pickup lines, but playful observations that make her laugh despite herself. If she's cold, tease her warmth. If she's serious, make her lighten up. Once you get her laughing, her "I'm not interested" face starts cracking, and now she's engaging whether she admits it or not. The way you carry yourself is more important than what you say. Walk slowly, talk calmly, hold steady eye contact. Every man loses his cool around beauty, so when you don't, you instantly stand out. She'll wonder, why is this guy so unfazed by me? And just like that, the hunter becomes the hunted. Don't oversell yourself. Men spill their entire resume in 2 minutes. Their job, their car, their dreams. Boring. Instead, flip it. Make her prove herself. Ask her questions that challenge her identity. So, what's something fun about you that people wouldn't guess? Now she's working to impress you. Silence is another tool. Most men panic and overtalk. You? You lean back, smile, and let silence breathe. That calmness creates tension, and tension is attractive. Women crave men who can sit in the fire of silence without flinching. She will test you. She'll roll her eyes, give a sarcastic reply, or pretend to ignore you. That's not rejection, that's the game. She's testing to see if you're strong enough to play. Don't get defensive, don't collapse. Match her energy with humor, and she'll start respecting you for surviving her filters. One of the boldest moves you can make is walking away first. After sparking some laughs and planting intrigue, you don't linger. You smile, say something playful like, "All right, don't miss me too much," and leave. That exit is what burns you into her memory. Approach her like you've already got options. Even if you don't, act like you do. Women can sense desperation a mile away, but when you carry yourself like you're not starved for attention, she relaxes because she feels no pressure. And paradoxically, that's when she starts chasing you. Here's a secret. Women often decide they're not interested before they know you. But attraction isn't lightning, it's fire. It grows with sparks. Your job is to drop those sparks, humor, presence, curiosity, and let the fire build slowly in her mind. The man who gets every woman isn't the best looking, the richest, or the most charming. He's the one who never breaks his frame. No matter how cold she acts, he stays the same, calm, playful, unshaken. That kind of stability is magnetic, because women crave strength in a world full of weakness. And don't forget, fun is your superpower. Women might say no to your number, but they can't resist the guy who makes them feel good. If you bring fun energy, she'll replay the interaction in her head later, smiling, wondering why she suddenly wants more. Never approach to win her. Approach to test her. Are you even fun enough for me to stick around? That's the unspoken vibe. Flip the script and she'll start qualifying herself to you. Suddenly, she's chasing the approval she thought she didn't need. If she brushes you off, laugh it off. That confidence makes her question her own disinterest. She thought you'd fold, but you didn't. And now you're the one sticking in her mind because you didn't act like everyone else. The best part? Even if she truly wasn't into you at first, she'll rethink it once she realizes you're different. Curiosity grows into attraction when you stand out from the crowd. That's why so many women end up chasing the man they ignored in the beginning. Attraction is energy. It's not about saying the perfect thing, it's about making her feel something. Surprise her, make her laugh, hold your ground, walk away on your terms. That's what flips her disinterest into obsession. Remember, you don't need her to like you instantly. You just need to leave a mark. A spark. Something that gnaws at her later, when she's lying in bed, replaying your grin. That's the real game. Not instant victory, but delayed impact. And the beauty of it all. The less you care about her reaction, the more powerful you become. Because women don't fall for men who need them. They fall for men who make them feel alive. Do that, and even the woman who wasn't interested won't be able to resist. A woman's disinterest isn't the end, it's the opening scene. Most men see her coldness as a wall, but a smart man sees it as an invitation to play. She expects you to fold, to sulk away like every other guy. When you don't, when you lean back, grin, and stay unfazed, you instantly break her prediction. That's attraction in disguise. When she says, "I'm not interested," she's not always saying no to you. She's saying no to the version of men she's used to. Prove you're different, not by begging, but by being unbothered. A shrug can sometimes be more magnetic than a compliment. Every woman has radar for neediness. That's why the man who treats her like a normal human, not a goddess, gets under her skin. If she feels like you see through her beauty, she'll wonder what makes you so secure. That wondering is where attraction begins. Humor is your secret weapon. A woman who isn't interested might be stone-faced, but the right joke cracks her armor. Suddenly, her lips twitch, she tries not to laugh, and boom. Now, you're not just another man, you're the man who changed her mood. Think about it. Indifference is boring, but playfulness is addictive. Even if she's not looking for anything, she'll remember how you made her feel. And feelings linger longer than words. Sometimes the trick isn't trying harder, it's pulling back. If she senses you're not trying to convince her, she gets curious. Why isn't he affected? Why isn't he chasing? That curiosity burns hotter than any cheesy pickup line. The biggest mistake men make is thinking attraction is instant. For women, it's often gradual. Seeds take time to sprout. You might leave her unimpressed today, but if you planted a little laughter, a little mystery, she might start thinking of you tomorrow. Confidence isn't in what you say, it's in how you react when she's cold. Do you flinch? Do you panic? Or do you smirk like you've seen it all before? The last one is what separates the men she ignores from the men she replays in her head. When she tests you, and trust me, she will, don't defend yourself. Flip the script. If she says, "You're not my type," smile. Relax, you're not mine either. I was just seeing if you could keep up instantly. You've shifted from the applicant to the interviewer. It's not about being mean, it's about being playful. She wants to feel your strength, not your desperation. Teasing, joking, challenging, that energy shows her you're not here to bow down, you're here to spar. And sparring is attraction in its rawest form. Mystery is gasoline for attraction. The less you reveal, the more she wants to dig. Don't rush to tell her your life story. Let her earn pieces of you. That slow reveal turns indifference into intrigue. If she shrugs at your presence, mirror her energy, but with a twist. Act like she's the one who hasn't impressed you yet. Women aren't used to that dynamic. Suddenly, the game flips, and she feels like she's the one chasing. Remember, the goal isn't to win her in one moment. The goal is to leave a fingerprint on her emotions. A laugh, a smirk, a mysterious exit. Those little fingerprints add up. The man who tries to prove his worth loses. The man who already knows his worth and doesn't flinch when she doubts it becomes unforgettable. That's why women change their minds about men they once brushed off. Don't underestimate the power of walking away first. A short, confident interaction beats a long, dragging one every time. Leave while she's still trying to figure you out. That's how you flip not interested into why did he leave so soon. Every cold shoulder is an opportunity. Most men see rejection as a door slamming shut. A real man sees it as a test of frame. If your frame doesn't crack, she feels it. And deep down, women are drawn to the man who doesn't break. Your body language says more than your words. Stand tall, speak slow, smile often. Even if she says no, she'll notice your presence. Sometimes attraction sparks not in what you said, but in how you were. Think of it as planting fire in ice. She might look solid and unshakable now, but your humor, your confidence, your indifference, that's the flame slowly melting her guard. One moment is all it takes to change her perception. When a woman says she's not interested, what she really means is she hasn't felt anything yet. Interest is rarely about looks alone. It's about how you make her emotions dance. If you can trigger her feelings, her no starts turning into a very curious maybe. Most guys panic at disinterest and either overcompensate or retreat. But the man who thrives is the one who treats her reaction like background noise. He knows her lack of interest doesn't define him. It only reveals how used she is to weak approaches. A subtle smile when she's dismissive is powerful. It's not defiance, it's not arrogance, it's quiet dominance. That smile tells her, your disinterest doesn't faze me. I've seen this before, and I know how this ends. And women notice when a man radiates inevitability. Every woman has a defense system, but defenses don't mean rejection. They mean she's protecting her value. If you respect that barrier while still showing unshakable confidence, she'll start wondering what it feels like to let you in. Energy is everything. If you show up tense, needy, or pressured, she'll repel you. But if your energy is playful, light, and detached, she starts mirroring it. Suddenly, the woman who wanted to end the conversation is leaning in, laughing, and staying. Don't underestimate the art of controlled attention. If she says she's not interested, don't cut her off cold, but don't shower her with validation either. Give her just enough acknowledgement to spark curiosity, then redirect your focus elsewhere. That push-pull dynamic is irresistible. Sometimes the boldest move is to lightly tease her for her own indifference. If she says, I don't really care, reply with, perfect, now we're finally on the same page. It flips her script, shows you're not offended, and forces her to recalibrate her perception of you. Rejection is fuel when you know how to use it. Instead of thinking, she doesn't like me, think, good, she just gave me a stage to show her I don't crumble. That reversal in your mindset changes your vibe instantly, and she feels it. Remember, women are emotional creatures, not logical machines. She might logically believe she's not interested, but emotionally, her mind can change with a single unforgettable interaction. That's why the man who plays the emotional game wins where others fail. Curiosity kills disinterest. If you remain unpredictable, she can't box you into just another guy. If she can't predict your next move, she has to pay attention. And attention, even unwilling at first, is the first seed of attraction. Scarcity works in your favor. If you don't linger, if you're not always available, if you give her a taste and vanish, her mind replays the encounter. The absence builds tension, and the tension creates attraction. Frame is the battlefield. She'll test you with coldness to see if you wobble. The man who doesn't crack wins silently. Every second you stay solid, her subconscious recalculates. This one's different. The beauty of approaching a disinterested woman is that you have nothing to lose. She already told you she's not into it. So now you're free to be playful, bold, and loose. Ironically, that's the very energy that flips her decision. When she notices other women responding well to you, her disinterest shrinks. Social proof is a magnet. If others laugh, if others smile, if others admire you, her brain whispers, "Maybe I misjudged him." And that whisper is deadly to her initial resistance. Most men either try to prove themselves or withdraw completely. The sweet spot is neither. It's staying engaged just long enough to plant curiosity, then walking away first. That reversal sticks like a splinter in her mind. Your silence after a brief interaction can be louder than any words. If she dismissed you but you stay calm, keep smiling, and shift your attention elsewhere, she'll eventually wonder why you weren't fazed. That wondering pulls her back. Attraction isn't about convincing. It's about shifting her emotional state. If you can make her laugh, question herself, or feel challenged, you've already started the process. Disinterest dies the moment emotions enter. Rejection doesn't mean the story is over. It means the first chapter was bland. Rewrite the story with confidence, unpredictability, and mystery. And even the woman who wasn't interested will find herself curious against her own will. A woman might act like she doesn't care, but her mind is a battlefield of curiosity and control. When you approach and she shows no interest, that's not always the truth. It's a performance. She's testing your resolve, seeing if you'll break like the others. The man who laughs at her performance becomes unforgettable. Here's the brutal truth. Women rarely fall for the man who tries the hardest. They fall for the man who refuses to try at all. That paradox flips their brain upside down. The one who doesn't need them becomes the one they suddenly need. Coldness is often a mask for intrigue. If she truly didn't care, she wouldn't even acknowledge you. The fact that she's defending, rejecting, or resisting means she's engaged. And if she's engaged, you have an opening to flip the script. The real power move is to give her your energy and then snatch it back. Make her laugh once, then go quiet. Spark her curiosity, then disappear. That yo-yo effect drives her mind insane because she can't figure out if she's in control or not. Think of it like poker. You never reveal your hand too early. If she says she isn't interested, smile like you've already won the game. That calm, collected demeanor makes her wonder what secret cards you're holding. And wondering is the seed of attraction. Most men beg for validation, but the high-value man creates validation by how he carries himself. Even if she rejects him, he walks away with pride intact. That image burns into her memory. Why wasn't he shaken? Who is this guy? When she pulls back, lean back further. Make her feel like she has to earn your attention instead of the other way around. Suddenly, the dynamic flips. You're no longer the suitor, you're the prize. And women chase what they feel they could lose. Her disinterest is never the final word. It's just the opening line of a negotiation. How you respond to that line dictates whether she loses all curiosity or becomes obsessed with cracking your code. Teasing her indifference is powerful. If she says, "I'm not looking for anything," reply with, "Relax, neither am I. You're safe." Instantly the tension shifts. Now she's laughing, off guard, and forced to reassess who you are. Walking away early is the sharpest weapon. Most men linger, hoping to win her over. You, instead, plant a spark and vanish. That exit plants a seed of regret, and regret grows faster than attraction itself. A woman can't miss what never made her feel. That's why emotion is your weapon. If you trigger laughter, shock, or curiosity, even briefly, she'll replay it in her mind. And once it replays, disinterest starts melting. Think about the times she rejected someone instantly. She forgot them in minutes. But the man who walked away smiling, untouched by her coldness. She remembers him because he left her unsettled. Unsettled is more powerful than approval. Every not interested is a door disguised as a wall. The weak man stops at the wall. The strong man knows that the door opens when you stop pushing and simply wait. Time, distance, and confidence are the keys. Your job isn't to convince her, it's to make her feel. Convincing is logical, feeling is emotional, and emotion always wins over logic. That's why a woman who wasn't interested last week suddenly texts the man she brushed off. Silence is seductive when used right. After a brief, confident interaction, let her sit in the silence. The void you leave forces her to fill it with thoughts of you. And the more she thinks, the more attraction builds in the shadows. Women chase what confuses them. If you're too obvious, she boxes you in. If you're mysterious, unpredictable, and slightly playful, her brain can't categorize you. That confusion transforms into obsession. Frame is everything. If you enter her space like she's the prize, you're already done. Enter like you're the experience, and suddenly she has to keep up with you. That shift changes the entire energy of the interaction. When you're relaxed, it unsettles her. She expected you to push harder or walk away defeated. Instead, you stand tall, lean back, and let her energy bounce off you. That self-possession plants one thought in her mind. Why isn't he chasing me like the others? Mystery is the invisible string you pull. Don't give her everything. Be brief, leave gaps, exit first. If she doesn't know exactly who you are or what you're about, she has to replay the encounter. And replaying you in her mind is the first step to attraction. The man who ignores disinterest and plays the emotional game always wins. Make her laugh, spark her curiosity, then walk away like nothing happened. That cocktail of feelings lingers long after you're gone. Sometimes the most attractive move is indifference. If she shrugs you off, you mirror it with ease, as if you've got a dozen better options waiting. That aura of abundance makes her reconsider whether she misjudged you. Every woman wants to believe she's the prize. But when you flip it and act like she's auditioning for your attention, her brain goes haywire. Suddenly, she feels the pressure to impress you. That shift is what turns coldness into curiosity. Her tests are gifts in disguise. If she challenges you, stay unshaken. If she mocks you, fire back playfully. If she ignores you, let silence work for you. Each time you don't break, her respect grows, and respect always precedes attraction. Scarcity makes her chase. A quick, witty exchange followed by you walking away is far more powerful than hours of desperate small talk. Leave her hanging, and she'll keep replaying the unfinished story. Disinterest is never final. It's conditional. It depends on whether you collapse under pressure or rise above it. Most collapse. The rare few rise. And those rare few are the ones women can't stop thinking about. Every rejection is a stage. If you treat it like an insult, you lose. If you treat it like theater and play your part, she eventually drops her mask. The man who plays along ends up stealing the show. Think long game, not short. You're not there to flip her instantly. You're there to leave an impression that haunts her later. Maybe tonight she's cold, but next week she's curious, and curiosity pulls harder than interest. Confidence isn't about approaching without fear. It's about staying unbothered when she pushes back. That steadiness makes her wonder, what's he made of? And once she starts wondering, she's already hooked. Her mind can dismiss you, but her emotions can't ignore you. That's why humor, mystery, and indifference work so well. They bypass her logic and light up her feelings, and feelings always win. Disinterest is her weapon, but it's dull against a man who won't flinch. If anything, it sharpens you. Because when she realizes she can't control you with rejection, she's forced to meet you on your terms. At the end of the day, the man who isn't fazed by disinterest becomes magnetic. He's rare, unpredictable, and unforgettable. And even the woman who swore she wasn't interested will, eventually, miss the man she couldn't figure out.